Boost up English, come in from the cold. Doctor placement in the chest, that's the house of the tone. Streaming, Willie beaming live, we don't read the page. We listen for the vibration, then the mouth find the way. Fun, we listen for vibration. Yeah, vibration. Written ain't spoken, that's the first little lie. That's the lie. Schwy in the small word, stress on the height. Reductions cut the fat, flap T in the flow. If they hear you one time, you don't have to repeat no more. No repeat no more. Boost up English, come in from the cold. Doctor placement in the chest, that's the house of the tone. Streaming, Willie beaming live, we don't read the page. We listen for the vibration, then the mouth find the way. Find the way, the vibration. The vibration. Pitch rise, pitch drop, rhythm in the bone. American accent start where the body hold a tone.
Yo, what's up? What is up? Welcome to the show, Boost Up English Live. This is the #1 show to learn how to listen to the language like a native speaker. I am your boy, Boost Up English, aka Doctor Placement, aka Streaming Willie Beeman. So I'm happy to have you guys here today. We got a great show. As usual, we're going to do a main lesson. Today is consonant-to-vowel linking. This is something that can really change the way that the level of fluency that you have and the way that you actually expect to hear connected sounds. We also got phrase chunks, and we've got an accent analysis. So it's going to be a dope live. You guys are going to learn a lot. You guys remember, as you're coming in here, hit that like button, right? If you're learning something, that means other people want to learn it too. So let YouTube know that this is a valuable stream so they can push that out to other people in the algorithm. All right. So, guys, in the chat, make sure you hit the like button. Let me know where you're from or where you're watching. What's your native language? If there's any words you want me to cover, break down, and any other topics you want to see for future lives. So let's get it started here. We're going to start out with, not this, but this, consonant-to-vowel linking. Okay, there's several different types of linking. Okay, we've got vowel-to-vowel. We've got consonant-to-vowel. Today we're going to talk about we got consonant to consonant. Today we're going to talk about consonant to vowel. So this is the one that usually gives students the most trouble because you actually change the way that the letters are organized or that the words are connected. You don't read one word and then the other. You have to move the sound to the next word. So that makes a lot of non-native speakers feel uncomfortable and confused. But we're here to break it down right now so that you can start paying attention to it and start using it right away. Okay, so guys, hit that like button. Hit that like button. This is going to be a good show. All right, so let's talk about it. Consonant to vowel linking. So we know that in English, when we're creating a thought group or an idea, everything is connected with one continuous stream of energy. We don't start or stop in between sounds. We keep it all blended, and actually it's just one connected sound, right? If you've watched the placement lives, you know that we're just bringing energy up, creating melody and musicality, and just changing the shape of the sound to form the different words, no matter how long the word is. But when we have words that finish with a consonant and the next word starts with a vowel, that consonant sound gets moved over and connected to the vowel in the next word. So without more talking, why don't we just jump right into it? So we're going to start out here with T. And what you're also going to notice about T is that when it's unstressed, a lot of times you're going to turn it into that flap T. So we already talked about the flap T in a previous live. We know that when it's unstressed, surrounded by vibration, it turns into a flap T, which is the d, 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 instead of the t, t, t. All right, so naturally, if it is before a vowel sound, all vowel sounds are vibrating, so most likely it will be a flap T. So if we look at these examples here, right, we're linking 3 words, not, at, all. All right, I'm just going to read it here, and I'm going to show you how it sounds when I pronounce it. Just use your ears, try not to read, just listen to this. Not at all. Not at all. So what do you notice? All of these T's are getting turned into D's, and they're moving over to the next word. So it sounds more like not at all. Not at all. Like that. All right? So if we put the whole sentence together, listen to how it flows. Right? We've got a function word, right? And then this is probably the most important content word. So listen to it. She's not at all tired. Did you hear that? Did all. I didn't say not at all, not at all. I said not at all tired. You try it. She's not at all tired. Right? If you find that this part is difficult, just extract this part, do it by itself. Listen. Did all. Repeat it. Did all. Did all. Then add not. Not at all. Not at all. Right? Listen. Not at all tired. Don't stare. I know I'm highlighting it. Sorry, guys. What you see written there is not what I'm pronouncing, right? Listen. Not at all tired. Imitate that resonance, that melody. Not at all tired. She's not at all tired. Or we could say she's not tired. I think this sounds better, actually. We say she's not tired at all. So I would say tired at all. Right? This T turns into just one sound. She's not tired at all. She's not tired at all. Same thing here. But it's dits. That's how I'm linking this flap T with the vowel dits. And look at this. Consonant to vowel linking. So it's not going to be still early. It's still early. You hear that? Lurly. Listen to it all together. But it's still early. It's still early. It's still early. But it's still early. But it's still early. Right? But if I say, but it's still early. But it's still early. But it's still early. You hear how choppy that sounds? We don't sound choppy when we speak. We sound smooth and connected. But it's still early. Like that. Next one. Look at this. Doubt of. Just repeat this part with me. Doubt of. We got out of. And look at this. Here's a schwa. So just keep that musicality going. Go neutral here. We got out of the. Just repeat what you hear. We got out of the meeting. And guess what? I'm not pronouncing this. Usually in a sentence, we're not going to pronounce the full ing. We're just going to pronounce N. So it's going to be meeting nad. Right? Here's a schwa. Nad 11. You try it. Nad 11. We got out of the meeting at 11. Well, it says 11:30. Look at this. Meeting at 11:30. Meeting at 11:30. You try it. We got out of the meeting at 11:30. See, if you're listening to every letter, you're not going to catch this. When I listen to a native speaker, I don't listen to every letter that they're saying. I listen to this resonance, this vibration, and the shape. Pay attention here. We got out of the meeting at 11:30. Imitate it. All right, same thing, same playbook. That's the beauty of this pronunciation thing, is that there's so many patterns. We can just do the same thing each time. Look at this. D. I'm not saying had a, or had a. I'm saying d, had a, d, had a, d. You try it. Had a. Okay? And now these are the most important parts. We're going to give more musicality, more pitch from the same group of air. Had a good time. I had a good time. Same thing here. Doff. I'm not going to say weekend off. Weekend off. I'm going to say weekend off. Try it. Weekend off. This part is tiny. It's only vibration down here. Listen. On my weekend off. All together. I had a good time on my weekend off. Here was some more consonant-to-vowel linking. Listen. I had a good time on my weekend off. Right? And that's how we keep it all smooth and connected. But if I try to pronounce each word, I had a good time on my weekend off. Right? I'm pretty sure it sounds crazy to you guys too. Doesn't sound cool. Right? We want to sound cool in American English, not choppy. Look at this. Do you guys know that this is pronounced as a vibrating V? All of those little function words are vibrating. Was, is, as. It's not was, is, as, of. It's as a reduction. So I say instead of. Instead of. Right? But don't do it in your mouth. Don't say instead of. Instead of. Instead of. I know that's what most of you probably doing. I've heard it a million times. It's down here. Listen to me. Bring the energy up. Create musicality. Instead of studying. Instead of studying. All right, look at this. Deroundin. Deroundin. Just repeat that sound. Get your ears used to it. Don't worry about the whole sentence right away. Just listen to this. Deroundin. Deroundin. You know you're doing it right if it doesn't sound like the word that you're trying to pronounce. Do it again. Deroundin. 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 Deroundin the car. We rode around in the car. All right, this is fun. Consonant-to-vowel linking is probably one of the most fun topics. Are you guys having fun? Put a 1 in the chat if you're having fun. And if you're learning, hit the like button so other people can learn with you. All right, look, we got S now. Look at this. Connected to a reduction. Takes. And guess what? Do you guys, I'm sure you must know that H is silent, right? So again, it's going to be more consonant to vowel linking. Look at this. Snour. Repeat it. Snour. Snour. Not in the mouth, in the body. Musicality. Snour. Listen. Takes an hour. Takes an hour. Takes an hour. The trip takes an hour. All connected, one group of air. The trip takes an hour. Here we're going to say sir, sir, sir. Busser, busser, busser. If you say bus or, bus or, bus or, bus or. Not easy to understand. Listen to this. By bus or by car. Don't worry. Even though I'm highlighting the words, listen to the sound. I know I probably shouldn't even be putting the words on the screen. Actually, I did have a student that worked much better, just having him ignore any visual cues and only listening. Listen, by bus or by car. The trip takes an hour. You hear that? The trip takes an hour. The trip takes an hour by bus or by car. Listen, places. The place is familiar. You hear that, schwa? I didn't say familiar. I said listen how I connect this. It's just energy and sound down here. Most of you probably say says fa. Doesn't exist. I'm saying is familiar. Place is familiar, like that. The place is familiar. S'isn't. Not says it. S'isn't. Address isn't. But the. These are function words. Don't make them big. But the address isn't. Like that. All right. Look at this. What was I just telling you? These function words get pronounced as a Z or vibrating. I was saying they get pronounced as vibrating. But in this case, it's an S, so they turn into a Z. Look, it's not hiss. I guarantee you guys all say that. Hiss. It's he's. Remember, our ears only care about vibration, so just make it vibrate. He's, look at that. Same thing. She's not shiss. Not like that. And it's not has. It's has. And even this S, right? We already did a live about S. If it comes after a vibrating sound, it turns into Z. Listen, kids. So listen to this. Zalready. You try it. Zalready. He's already. Not he's already. No. He's already noticed. Did you notice? We pronounce this with vibration because it's not a stressed T. Listen to this. Listen to how much vibration. Imitate what I'm doing here. He's already noticed. And look at this. Zabsent. Not zabsent. Listen, we talked about this as well. You guys, I basically already taught you everything you need to know to break these sentences down. This is unstressed, has an N here. The vowel does not get pronounced. Listen. She's absent. That she's absent. You do it. That she's absent. All together. Listen to the vibration. I know I just highlighted the sentence. All right, stop looking at the sentence. Listen what I'm doing right here. He's already noticed. That she's absent. You guys, I hope you're repeating after me. Right? Just staring at me, I promise, will not get you results. I've done this with easily more than 1,000 students, and no one has gotten a better pronunciation by staring and listening. Repeat it. He's already noticed that she's absent. You hear that musicality I put in the pitch? That she's absent. You see that space? That she's absent. Right? We've already talked about the recipe of rhythm. Pitch, space. Okay? 4 ingredients: volume, pitch, space, and length. All make stressed and unstressed have contrast. Look at this. Zal, not salt. Zal. She has Zal. The kids in the car. The kids in the car. She has all the kids in the car. All right, this is a good one too. You guys got to make sure you're not overpronouncing this M sound. You got to remember, M is not ma. like you want it to be. It's it's just nothing else. Look at this. Look how I'm going to pronounce this. Again, this is going to sound like zzz because it's a little function word. Listen, problems, or I would say problems, but we can just do is for the sake of it. Look at Ms. Not miss. It's Ms. The problem is not that. Don't make that TH stand out. It's this. The problem is, and this was from this was from Saturday. Removing this TH. So look at how I'm going to pronounce this. Some of them are, right? I'm moving this M over. Move. This F is pronounced as a V. Move. This TH disappears. Move. Some of them aren't here. You try it. Listen to what you hear. Some of them aren't here. Some of them aren't here. Some of them aren't here. The problem is, some of them aren't here. Linking. All right, look at this. Time off. Not time off, time off, time off. It's time off, moth. I don't have time off. I don't have time off. Repeat it. I don't have time off. Look at this. Mover. Mover. So I can't come over. Come over. Not come over. Come over. Come over. From here, the chest. So I can't come over. All together. Listen to what you hear. Don't worry about how it's written. I don't have time off, so I can't come over. Did you notice that the energy would never stop coming forward? Did you notice it? It kept going. I don't have time off, so I can't come over. Okay. So, guys, that is how consonant-to-vowel linking works. It always works like that. There's no exceptions to this. I know English is full of exceptions. Consonant-to-vowel linking has no exceptions. But you just got to get used to continuing the sound and keeping it moving all connected. So, hit the like button, guys. Hit the like button. Drop your questions in there. If there's examples you want me to cover, throw them in the chat as well. Shout out Jesus. What's up, bro? Jesus is an expert on Spanish to English transition of pronunciation. He taught himself the American accent. He is an expert. All right, guys, hit that like button. Let me know if there's something you want me to break down. Let me know where you're listening from. Let me know what is your native language. All right, so you guys, this is good. You can use this, right? You guys know I'm going to post this as a separate video. Or sorry, no, I won't post this as a separate video, but I will post the phrase chunks as a separate video. But you can use these. You can go back, watch this as many times as you want. Use it for shadowing, going back and forth, listening, not staring, not reading, listening to the vibration. But if you need more practice material, then you need to go to the best source, the number one source. What is the number one source? Rachel's English. It is the most complete, accurate, extensive, supportive community of non-native speakers practicing American pronunciation together. So, guys, there's a link in the description right now. If you go to this link and you use my coupon code, you will get 10% off of, I think there is a sale price right now. So if you get lifetime access and you put my coupon code, 10% off. If you get a monthly subscription with my coupon code, 10% off. So click the link in the description if you want to get access to the biggest community there, where you can get feedback from myself, other teachers, and you can learn with other students in that community. All right. So, questions, guys? You guys want to have a guest come on? We can have a guest. Let Jesus pop up. Let's let Jesus pop up. The only thing we won't be able to do right now is to do live accent analysis, unfortunately. Well, let me send him the link. Let Jesus come up. Give me a second, man. Let me set this up. All right, let me send it over to you. Guys, where are you watching from? Let me know. There's Jesus. All right, guys. So we're going to let Jesus get set up. He can talk to us about consonant-to-vowel linking or whatever he might be trying to talk about. If you guys have questions, go ahead, drop them in the chat. If you're learning something, hit the like button so that other people can learn something as well. And they can all boost up your English together. All right. Just going to adjust this camera here. The next thing we're going to do after we talk to Jesus, we're going to look at phrase chunks. Jesus might want to help us out with the phrase chunks. Phrase chunks today are going to be find out. This is one that you guys can use all the time, especially when you're traveling or anytime. Find out. Right? We don't say find out, right? This is another example of consonant-to-vowel linking. Find out. So, right? This is a consonant. This is a vowel. Because this is a phrasal verb, I don't know if you guys know this, phrasal verbs, the second part always has to be the main stress. Right? So fine is stressed.
Testing.
But it's not as stressed. There
Hello.
he is. We
Yo.
can hear Jesus. What's up, man? We're going to bring him on in just a second. But find out, right? The doubt is the most stressed part. So let's see if we can get this rolling here. We had some technical issues before. Jesus, can you see me over there, dude? Can you see me on your end? Let's see. Let me know. Give me a thumbs up. Can you see me? You can't see me? Hold on. I can hear you. We can hear you. But we gotta switch this to my headphones. All right. So Jesus, no, you can't see me? Let's see if we can bring him in here. Jesus, hello. Can you hear us? I don't think he can hear us, guys. Let me see here.
Hello?
Yes, Jesus, can you hear me? Can you guys hear Jesus? You guys hear Jesus? I think. Let me see here, man. Try to come back in one more time. Like when I was testing it before. Let me see here, man. I had to come back in one more time. In and out once. If not, I think I might put myself in the room, yeah. Let's see, my audio. Okay. There we go. That I see. I think I fixed it. Let's see if he comes back in. That was it. Guys, this is so complicated. Live streaming. Does anybody else live stream? It is a whole thing. Can you hear me now, Jesus? Yeah, okay. Why can't I hear you? No, hold on. Oh, I see. All right. Let's see, Jesus. Do you have audio there? No, I can't hear you, man. We're closer. We're closer. We're closer, man. I can hear you on the let's see. On the playback. No. You guys, am I gonna have to buy a StreamYard membership, guys? This was all to avoid StreamYard. I think so. Guest cam audio, that's good. Let's see if this is default. All right, well, I don't think this guest can hear you right now. I think you can hear me because on the playback, I'm not getting your voice. But I heard you just a second ago. It's kind of weird. All right, I'm going to do one more. Oh. We can see you and hear you fine. Yeah, you can see and hear me fine. So I fixed that part. But I could hear you earlier. All right, guys, we're going to give it one more attempt. I'm going to put myself in the actual room here without stopping the live. All right, I'm going to refresh one more time. We'll see if it works. Let me see here. Let's get some
Boost up English, come in from the cold. Doctor placement in the chest, that's the house of the tone. Streaming, Willie beaming live. We don't read the page. We listen for the vibration, then the mouth find the way. But we listen for vibration. Yeah, vibration. Written ain't spoken. That's the first little lie. That's the lie. Schwy in the small word, stress on the height. Reductions cut the fat. Flap T in the flow.
So this short.
If they hear you one time, you don't have to repeat no more. No repeat no more. Boost up English. Come in from the cold. With doctor placement in the chest, that's the house of the tone.
How about
Streaming, beaming live. We don't read the page. We listen for the vibration, then the mouth finds the way. Find the way to the vibration.
Go back to the old ways. I think you changed
The vibration. Pitch rise,
because
pitch
I can
drop,
actually
rhythm
now
in the
see the
bone.
audio source
American accent
moving.
start where
So
the
that
body
means
hold the
that
tone.
it's picking up my voice. It wasn't doing that before.
because you changed the setting, right?
My audio source.
Perfect.
Yes.
So let me just come back in the old way, so I don't have to listen to myself in headphones.
Sure.
Boost up English, come in from the cold. Doctor placement in the chest, that's the house of the tone. Streaming, Willie beaming live. We don't read the page.
So I think
We listen for the vibration.
Yes.
Then the mouth find the way. But we listen for
let's do this, man.
vibration.
We're getting better every time. I'm gonna bring
Yeah.
this back
Yeah.
All right, guys.
Didn't mean to. I didn't mean to rain on your parade. I'm
Mhm.
not trying to sabotage.
You are not sabotaging, man. This was a great surprise. So how's it going, Jesus?
Pretty good, man. I
Good,
have a
man.
few minutes to spare, so I thought, well, I'm taking you up on your offer, so I'm here.
I did invite you back, man. So I'm happy to have you. Did you see the lesson that we were covering about the consonant to vowel linking?
Yes, I did, and actually, man, there's a lot to say there.
All
One thing that I
right.
want to say is that it happens in a lot of other languages as well. That is the most common scenario where linking occurs in spoken language.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Oh, really? I didn't know that. Is that how it works in Spanish, really?
Yes, absolutely, absolutely. Take this phrase for instance: the man, el hombre. We link and we say el hombre in
El
the
hombre.
exact same way that you link in English.
Lom, like that.
El hombre.
Okay, I'm gonna try to write it here so people can see it.
Yep.
You guys, anybody in the chat speak Spanish? Anybody in the chat speak Spanish? So what you're saying is that let's see, you're gonna test my writing skills in Spanish here.
Hmm.
Right. Oops, there you go, already failed. El hombre, right? Because what? The H is silent.
Absolutely. And so that final L sound links with the vowel sound in hombre. And
El
so
hombre.
we link it in the exact same way. We're not pausing or breaking between the words.
Oh, okay. Okay. El hombre. Uh, I'm so bad at thinking of examples. Can we make another
And you
sentence?
don't have to. It's
Well, I'm
just all about
curious. Yeah.
having an example, there of that occurring also in Spanish.
Well, I mean, that's interesting because when I teach this I mean, I speak Spanish obviously, but I to me it just sounded fast when I heard it before. It's just, el hombre quiere nadar en la piscina. It just
Yeah,
sounds
yeah, yeah,
fast.
something like that. Yeah, 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 exactly.
Uh, all
But
right.
the point is, or my point is, the effect is the same, and
Yeah.
we're linking in basically, essentially, I'm going to argue the same way.
Uh huh.
And so
Uh huh.
that creates that illusion of fast speech, or well, smooth speech.
The smoothness, yeah, the smoothness is the
Yes.
thing. I think the reductions is what gets people with the fast speech a lot of times.
Hmm.
So like when you were training your accent here, this was something that you were one of the easier things for you to pick up on.
Absolutely, yes, because there's already the example of my first language
Yeah.
doing the same thing, so that was relatively easy to pick up. The other scenarios are much more complex, like the vowel to vowel linking. That definitely does not happen in Spanish in the same way, anyway.
Okay, yeah. Well, first of all, I just want to say anybody who's a Spanish speaker that's listening, right? You guys have that hack right there. So if you're finding maybe some of the other things to be more challenging, right, you can take a break for a second and say, all right, I need to just take a break. Let me just tune my ear for some consonant to vowel linking, right? You're still making progress, but you're not taxing yourself so much. So Spanish speakers, remember that. Guys, let us know in the chat if your language also has consonant to vowel linking. I mean, I didn't know that because when I'm teaching this to people, I mean, I usually get the Pikachu face, right? The right? So, um, but that it just shows also that I've spent over a decade here speaking this language, and I just never put the pieces together. Even though I think about pronunciation all the time. So, you guys, that's
Yeah.
why it's so important to have a coach. That's why it's so
Yes.
important to have a coach because there's stuff that you guys don't even realize. Sometimes you're doing things like that happens to me with my students all the time. Like they're doing something and I want them to keep doing it, but I want them to know why they're doing it, and I want them to start paying attention to it. So Jesus just boosted up my Spanish, guys. All right, and you were talking about vowel to vowel linking? What can you tell us about that?
That it just doesn't happen the same way it doesn't happen that way in Spanish.
Mm-hmm.
I always think of I typically think of the example of the first person pronoun I connecting with am, as in I am. or
Mm-hmm.
he is also.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, what's happening is that in some scenarios, you need there's so many ways to refer to this. Some call it a semivowel or a glide, but you need either a y or a wa sound to connect words that to connect a word that ends with a vowel sound with another one that begins with a vowel sound.
Yeah.
So you have instances such as I am, he is, they are, and many others like it.
Mm-hmm.
That one takes a lot more time to get used to because it really is different.
Yeah. Um, or maybe like go out.
Yeah, yeah. I think you. Oh yeah, that's one of that isn't on your list today. I think with with out and yeah, absolutely. Or
Mm-hmm.
actually, I like this one too. Go away.
Go away. That's a useful one. So, right,
That's one of the first ones I learned.
what like so you're right. This is definitely I was gonna do a full lesson on this, but we could touch on it right
And you
now. This
still should. Yeah, absolutely. Do it.
for
Do it.
sure.
I would love to. I'm here. I have a few minutes to spare, and I would love to also. Sometimes I really believe that when you hear it from another voice, sometimes the concepts click faster or
Yeah.
better.
Yeah. Absolutely. No, I'm more than happy to talk about it just a little bit here. Because it is like one of the most uncomfortable things, even more uncomfortable than the constant to vowel linking. So like the thing that I find that makes it uncomfortable for the students is because there's unwritten sounds,
Hmm.
and that is almost forbidden in other languages.
Yes. Yes. We call we call them intrusive sounds.
Mm-hmm.
Um, one that is actually one that has that effect on Americans is this intrusive R sound that occurs in non-rhotic accents of English.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that one here, that the R, and then also this like I usually talk about them as glide consonants,
Yep.
but what it is guys, it all comes back to what you guys always hear me talking about in terms of we never stop our voice. So
Hmm.
sometimes we find ourselves in a position where the mouth position is in a certain way that as we slide from this position to the next, is going to naturally create a sound that you kind of recognize. But the thing is, you don't want to do it intentionally. But for example, when I'm saying this, right, and I'm here, for I, right, naturally, as I release this, it's going to go, yeah, I, instead of I. So as I slide in that vowel, it's going to say, I am, like that. Or the same thing with he, right? With the E sound, keep the voice moving, he is. All right. The other ones with the O, right? If you look at my mouth position, look, what consonant sound does this look like? Wow. Right? Go out.
Mhm.
And
Yeah,
so,
the sound natural. Yeah, they naturally have that off glide
yeah,
there at the very end, and so you have a yeah and wa, very
exactly.
subtle, but it's there.
Exactly. So one thing that you guys, when I'm training students, that you guys need to realize or like accept. I mean, I think you guys realize it, but it's just you need to embrace this with all of your heart and soul. Is that it is more comfortable for us to listen to unwritten sounds in between the letters than it is to listen to every letter perfectly individually. And so that's what is happening with the vowel to vowel linking. And that's basically the idea with all of the linking in general. I mean, if you're talking about vowel to vowel linking, you're talking about consonant to vowel linking. If you're talking about consonant to consonant linking, vowel to consonant linking, the idea is that um, your voice just never breaks. It's just a continuous flow. So that is
Absolutely,
the hack to do it
that's the
without
big
knowing the
takeaway.
rules. Yeah,
Uh, the voicing never stops.
exactly. So what do you think about this phrase chunk here? Jesus, find out. This is one of my when I'm trying to teach students, I try to tell them that the grammar is not really the most important thing, right? What you need to do is just understand what are the most high frequency things you're gonna say, and learn how to say them in a way that sounds clear, right? And then you can start building out from that. So find out,
Absolutely.
right? This phrase or this phrasal verb is something that you could say almost every day.
You could. Absolutely. I don't have him. Do you have him here where I can see him, just so I can, because
I think
I don't have the stream. I mean,
no, I think with the I see what you're saying. But with the I think you'll have to just watch the
okay,
the
that's fine. What I'm going to do is that I'm going to have a separate tab
the
open
live,
here, and I'll just have I'll have the live muted. I'll have it muted, and that way I can try to follow along.
Yeah, that's the thing. Why if we do right now, we're not going to be able to do the dual live accent analysis. But if we dedicate a stream to it, we can do it on StreamYard.
And it was my intention to, watch that.
Well, I'd like some help with it as well. I mean, I'd like some help, but just with this, I'm using OBS right now. I'm not using StreamYard, so it doesn't allow me to share the screen the same way.
Bombs analysis for another time.
Yeah, I think there's something happened with your sound. It sounds like there's some interference or something.
Can you hear me okay?
It sounds like there's like a lot of feedback or something. I don't know if you have another device, or I can just look here. I'll just throw it in your WhatsApp, dude. Here, this is what this is what we're looking at. The phrase chunks.
Thank you. Yeah.
And then maybe go back to the sound you had before, because it was clean.
I think when I opened that tab, it messed it up. Is it that now?
No, but maybe if you go out and come back in, it might fix it. Yeah.
Let me give me a moment.
All right, so he's going to go out, come back in, guys. We're going to look at these phrase chunks. So you guys know my theory on phrase chunks. You don't need to memorize grammar. Just figure out what you're doing most and learn how to pronounce it. So since we talked about consonant-to-vowel linking here, we're going to just continue with that theme. All right, so instead of pronouncing these individual, find out. Just move that consonant over and say, find out. Find out. Just like that. So, as we've talked about here, out, right? This is the most important part because it is the phrasal verb. It is a phrasal verb. And they're both stressed. So you have to stress both, but one of them has more attention on it.
Can you hear me now okay, Josh?
Yeah, now you're back. Now it's all good.
Is it better?
Yeah, it's better.
Okay.
So, Jesus, if you were teaching someone, how would you break this down, right? We know got consonant-to-vowel linking, right? What about this second sentence here with can you find out? How would you break this down for a student?
I probably start by pointing out that reduction of can to just simple, pathway of the voice, kun, all the way down from here. Can you find out? Can you find out? Can you find out?
Yes. I think that is one of the things, like, this is one of the reductions that students, technically know, but they don't do. Right? They don't, the way they think they're doing it is not the way they're doing it, right? Because I hear a lot of like, can. But really, right, this N is so powerful. That's the main part of the whole word. If you listen to the way I do is can, right? And you hear that melody down here so that I can just keep going forward. Can you? And what to notice is that I'm not saying it fast. See, this is another thing for you Spanish speakers. You Spanish speakers, you guys are so fast with the way you talk. I Googled it, and Spanish is the second fastest language after Japanese. And, I think that it also, in a lot of languages, you guys connect speed to fluency or intelligence, but in English, we don't. We're making this short, right? So we're saying, can you? I'm not saying, can you, right? Can you? And then, since it's so short, it seems like we're moving fast. And we can take some time on the big part, right? So just like Jesus said, is, can you find out? Can you find out?
How?
Right? How would you pronounce it if you wanted to make this important then, Jesus? How could you change the context?
Good one.
You could turn this can into a content word, right? You could say, can you find out?
Oh, yes. If I wanted to be emphatic, and kind of sound a little exasperated, you would stress it. Well, can you find out?
Yes, exactly. So you guys have to understand what you're trying to do. It's not that there's always a perfect right or wrong answer, but you have to know what the options are, and you can't be in the middle. You can't be can. You have to either commit hard to function or commit hard to content. So you can say, can you find out, or can you find out? Right?
Exactly.
What about skipping down to did you? There's more than one type of linking there, right?
Yes, there is. This would be. I'm curious, Josh. Would you consider the D plus Y to be a consonant to consonant linking, or are you thinking of it more in terms of a blend or assimilation?
I don't get that technical with it, to be honest. Like,
Okay.
I the way I look at it is that, like, you can just get lazier. And it, because the thing, like, the way that I approach it is just what is going to make more sense to the student, right? I have a less academic and more practical approach to it, but the thing that most people want to know is, like, will this make me sound informal? That's what people want to know. And for me, I have to explain, like, it's not this big formal versus informal. It's a little bit lazier, right? But it's not going to jump out in a meeting if you use this language or this linking, and someone's going to say, "Oh, wait, where did you grow up in a barn?" Right? I mean, no one's going to accuse you of being from the streets or something if you say that. So how would you do the linking there, Jesus? How would you do it?
I can think of it. I can think of two ways. The one that comes to mind to me more naturally is to say, "Did you? Did you find out? Did you find out?" I think it is also possible to basically say, "Did you find out? Did you find out?"
Ha! Yes. Look at that. We can go so far with these reductions that it seems unacceptable. Did you hear that? He didn't even pronounce the first D part. He just said j find out. Did you find out? We can say, did you find out yet? Right?
And that is surprising, that you can go that far with it. And that's shocking. And it takes some getting used to.
Yeah, it does. But the thing you have to remember is the thing that, like, stumbles or gets in the way for students is that it's because we're not expecting to hear that word perfectly anyways, right? We're not expecting to hear the identity of did you. We're expecting to hear identity of melody inside the body. So even if you take it as small as possible and you have maximum musicality down here, it's still resonating in my ears. Did you, or did you find out? Did you find out? Did you find out yet? Did you? Right? They're all good. But I like what Jesus said. I don't think I would even have brought that up. But that's probably how I might say it to my friends. Did you find out? Did you find out yet? Hey, yo, did you find out? Like, I would never say, did you find out yet?
No. Yeah. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Yeah, that's what it's going to come out as, in real life. We always talk about real English. And this is real English. I mean, this is as real as it gets.
You guys hear that? Jesus is teaching you how to keep it real. You guys, you don't get that in other classes. You don't get that in other videos, how to keep it real. Okay? So that's a huge thing. And I know that frustrates a lot of students too, even before they get to pronunciation, right? I mean, most students, I think, have an experience of learning all this textbook English for so long and this grammar, and then they never really, they might cover a couple phrasal verbs and a couple idioms, but they don't realize the extent that we actually use them in real life. And so, that's one niche that some English teachers have, is they just do this kind of vocabulary thing, and a lot of what you guys would say jerga, right, in Spanish. So you do that, and then you get to the pronunciation, and then you realize you spent your whole school career learning a language that basically doesn't exist.
Yes. That's one thing that I'm hoping that my humble content, can actually deliver. In a way, I like to think that what I'm doing when I do it is delivering a kind of a, like a two-part punch. Like, I want to give you good vocab, but I also want to give it, I also want to give you the way that it really sounds. And I think I can do that. I mean, I have enough content out there, that is teaching you great vocab, but I'm also breaking it down for you, to the best of, to the best of my ability, phonetically, so that what it really sounds like, and that you
Yeah.
can pick it up, or
Yeah.
when you hear it.
Yeah, because what you guys see is written is not what actually is being said. All right, I want you to talk about one more here. And this one it's the second to last sentence that I sent you. I just.
Yes, you had a live about the word just, and you can reduce it to just. I just found out.
Yeah.
I just found out.
Yeah, and I think you could get. I think Jesus is using his teacher voice just a little bit, because I think he could get even a little bit more aggressive with the length on there. I just.
Oh yeah, I could. Just found out.
Yeah, I just found out. I just found out. I just found out. And
Just
that
found
word's
out.
basically disappearing, because it's not. It's such a high frequency word that it's not, really changing the whole context, unless we turn it into a content word, which is what most of you try to do from the beginning, right? We could say, I just found out,
And
right?
in that case, it's clearer,
It's
or
clear.
has more pitch, has more volume,
Mm-hmm.
or energy.
Exactly. And now that's the main part, right? It's the main idea. It's the main piece of the message that it just happened. You said just found out. We're still more focused on found out. And so that's how you can play with the intonation. And that's how content words can become function words, or vice versa.
If I may, Josh, I wanted just to look at one more, just
Yep.
because uh, what when you taught trying to
Mm-hmm.
recently, I actually reduced it a little bit differently.
Okay.
I turned that second. I basically get rid of the D sound and turn it into an N sound.
Yep.
So I think that I'm very used to now saying, we're trying to find out.
Yes.
Trying to.
Yes.
We're trying to find out.
Yes. 100% agree. 100% agree. And so,
Or
like,
or this one that I came up with, or this one that I put out there last year. I'm just trying to help. The
yes.
phrase. I'm just trying to help.
Mm-hmm. Trying to, right? He said,
Yeah.
just
Because I remember the way that you broke it down. But I actually turned it into I turned that to into an N sound, into a N. No, trying to.
Yeah, absolutely. So what's going on there? Why is that allowed? First of all, like, let's take away the fear of sounding too informal. Okay, that is totally acceptable. You can say that in a meeting. You can say that to your boss. You can say that to a stranger. Okay, it is a high frequency word that is just setting us up for the important part, and nobody's expecting you to deliver that in a meaningful way. Okay, but how does it work? All right, so we know that we don't usually pronounce this G sound fully unless we're giving our best pronunciation. Trying, right? It's not that common. We trying, looking for things like that. We're not really going to pronounce the G. But the magic here is that, and I taught this when I did the silent T live, was that N and T have the same contact point. Do it, guys. Make an N sound. N. Make a T sound. Right? In English, we're both of these are coming up here to the upper gum ridge. N. And so we don't need to double tap or double create this same movement. And because that N has such strong vibration, you guys will see, I've done lots of lessons and shown you how many times N totally changes a syllable. The N can just vibrate right through because the T is unstressed. It's not giving us any value. So that's why we can use the flap T, which lets us know it's unstressed, or we can just eliminate it. Like Jesus said, trying to, I'm just trying to help.
It effectively takes over, absolutely.
Yes, thank you for pointing that out.
That's syllabic consonant context.
Yes, thank you for pointing that out. So you guys see that there are lots of ways to pronounce things, but the more of an adaptation we make, it's lazier and easier. We never make something more complicated. We're always going to what's easier, and we're guiding the listener with the vibration. That's how he's able to make that strong reduction.
Absolutely.
Okay. Awesome. All right. You guys, let us know if there's questions about this. And if you guys are learning something, make sure that you hit the like button so that YouTube can push this out to the algorithm and other people.
Show my boy here some love.
Well, let other people learn this. Don't be a gatekeeper. Share the video with other people. So
yes.
Anything else, Jesus, about phrase chunks or linking?
I think that'll cover it for today. Definitely, there's a whole lot more to say about vowel to vowel, consonant to consonant. I'll try. I'll do what I can. But if you're okay with it, I'll try to hop on, on some of these, maybe for about like today, maybe 30, 40 minutes. Sorry that we can't do the accent analysis. I was kind of excited about the idea of trying my hand at, trying to pick apart President Sheinbaum's accent, because she speaks Spanish, and so I'm expecting some of the, typical pain points of native Spanish speakers.
Yeah. Well, I I think that would be a good one for you. Let's just set it up. And we'll jump on a StreamYard live, and that way we'll be able to do it together. But for now, I'm still using OBS. So but if you pick the speaker, that would be great, and we could just do a whole session on that.
I'd be happy to go with Sheinbaum, just because there's another teacher out there who's already done something similar, not from the standpoint of an accent coach, but more of a traditional ESL teacher, pointing out some of these idiosyncrasies, that she has when she speaks, and some of the, more typical mistakes that you can expect from Spanish speakers speaking English.
Yeah, well, we could do Sheinbaum, we could do whatever Spanish speaker, we could do a mix of people as well. So if you guys have somebody you want us to cover, let us know. Drop it in the chat, or if you're watching the replay, drop it in the comments, and we'll plan a special live double team accent analysis on these famous people.
Y'all get a twofer.
There you go.
Just stay tuned.
There you go. Perfect, man. All right. Well, anything else for now?
No, that's it. Guys, go back, play listen to this again. Do what Josh is doing. Actually repeat after him. Don't look at the words.
Even though
If
I'm
you
highlighting them, yeah.
yeah, I know. It's it's virtually impossible to just, step away from the spelling. I mean, it's part of the language.
Yeah,
Unfortunately, in this language, the spelling and the pronunciation have a complicated, to say the least,
yeah.
relationship.
Well, I think that's how we are as the more we grow as humans and turn into adults, we like to confirm things with our eyes. And so it's hard to break that habit. So,
Yeah. Hey, that's what we're here for.
exactly. All right, well, Jesus, man, thanks a lot for your input and contribution, man. I really think you're adding some value here. So we'll talk about that double accent analysis, and yeah, man, next time you want to jump on, just let me know.
Absolutely, just like today. Thank you,
Cool,
and I
man.
really appreciate you giving me the chance.
Hey, thank you, man. We'll see you soon. Take care, dude.
All right. Have a
Bye
good
bye.
night. Bye.
All right, guys. So that was Jesus Flores. He is an expert of learning how to listen to English and how to pronounce English just by using your listening skills and not moving away from the way you would normally listen to it in your native language. So, you guys, don't forget, if you have questions, drop them in the chat. If you guys want me to check out your accent, right? If you guys want me to do a analysis one-on-one, you can go to my website boostupenglish.com, okay, and you can book the quick accent check. So this is the website here, boostupenglish.com, and just right up the top you can book this quick accent check. Scroll up, well, it's down here too. Quick accent check right here. It's a live 15-minute call, and I'll tell you what are your top 2 priorities for changing the way you hear the language, and also, right, practicing and training for you to deliver the language in a way that is easy for native speakers to understand. And if you want to take that $20 for the call, you can apply it the same day to a package of lessons. So basically, you jump on a call with me, I let you know what we're going to work on, and then you can get some lessons and I'll train you up one-on-one. All right, guys. So who is ready for accent analysis? We already know who we're talking about, right? It's in the title there. Sheinbaum. Actually, guys, I did not know that she spoke English. I guess it makes sense. I mean, I think Mexico honestly has a lot of English speakers just because of the proximity to the U.S. But I've never heard her speak English. I've listened to her speak Spanish quite a bit, but I mean, she's an educated person that's living in the neighbor country, so it makes a lot of sense. So you guys want to do a little investigation, or let's just jump into it? I think I'm not that interested in her, to be honest. So let me just set up here with the transcript, even though I would expect. Is there a transcript here? No, they did not give us the transcript on this. Okay, so we'll do it without the transcript. That's fine. Let's get into it. All right, make myself bigger. All right, guys, hit the like button. Let YouTube know that you're enjoying this video so other people can enjoy it as well. Without further ado, let's get into the interview.
Hello, everyone. I'm Rania Kalik with Breakthrough News.
I'm Zoe Alexander with People's Dispatch. We're here in Mexico City, and we're joined by Dr. Claudia Sheinbaum, the head of government of Mexico City, and one of the founders of Morena Party of President Andrés Manuel López Obrador. She's a rising figure in Mexican politics.
This progressive political
movement, because many people couldn't get into the high school. So I was in, but I was, in solidarity with those.
All right, so do you hear how she's saying was? I was in, right? I said I was.
People couldn't get into the high school. So I was in, but I was,
I was, right? So you guys, that's not an important word. Make that a reduction. And do you see how she pronounced the S as a voiceless consonant? She said was instead of z. I was just talking about that earlier. It's not was, it's was. Z, 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 vibration. Those small words is, has, as, was, of, v, v, z, z, z. So instead of saying was, you say I was, like that with a melody, vibration, resonance.
In solidarity with those that couldn't have the possibility of studying.
That was a good reduction. Did you hear what she said? Those that can.
So I was in, but I was, in solidarity with those that couldn't have the possibility of studying.
Okay, Claudia, Miss Sheinbaum, that was good. I mean, it seemed a little bit forced because she didn't flow really, but she still made a lot of vibration with kun. So let's give her some props on that. That's you could tell she is at least has some level of being conscious about how she's pronouncing the language. Let's keep going.
I was, with him in all the.
All right, I think we're gonna hear this was quite a bit, so I'm gonna try my best to ignore it.
Movement that finally get into the burden of Morena.
Great.
The burden of what? See, this is why I need the transcript. Do you guys know what she's saying?
I was, with him in all the movement that finally get into the burden of Morena.
Maybe this is the name of something. I did not understand what she said, but honestly, I think that she has a nice musicality. She's not breaking up every word. She doesn't sound choppy. You can hear pitch going up and down. You can hear melody inside of her body. She's from Mexico. I know a lot of Mexican people have a deep connection with the United States. So, I wonder if she must have in some way grown up pretty close to the language. I would assume. It's
7 years, and
I need the transcript, guys. This was a bad. I should have checked it before I chose this.
2016 to 2022. It's
all right. So she could remove that T and say 22 instead of 22.
7 years.
Is she saying 7 years? I think it's because I can't hear a stressed vowel. It's just like 7 years, 7. So the seven. She's saying seven. Seven is like it's just muffled. So my American brain doesn't process that as a clear vowel sound.
So one thing that confirms
is doing. The second thing is
Second. All right. So that's the syllabic consonant there, right? She could just make that a little bit shorter, smaller, tighter. Second.
What President Lopez Obrador is doing. The second thing is
the second thing, or the second can right? Tighter, more vibration inside the body. Second or second?
In people, which is very.
An alarm for women.
An alarm. That was great. I love that. You hear she had the schwa, an alarm. And she took us up with a pitch of arm, right? She didn't do all alarm, la, la, la. She didn't have that strong, perfect L. She said an alarm. That was good. So far, I'm liking her English so far.
Huge. Yeah. So I asked myself, why do you have to take out the women and put it and hide her, right?
That was good. Why do you have to take out the women and hide her? A lot of good intonation, a lot of good contrast there. Everything smoothly connected, right? Maybe not 100% perfect, but she's using the format that my ears as an American listener can easily, comfortably absorb.
For help.
And she sounds really relaxed. You guys see, she sounds really chill. She doesn't sound nervous at all. So, I would guess she's been speaking English at a high level for a long time.
For the police to come.
So maybe for instead of for, right? She get a little bit more aggressive with that for the. But she did say to come, right? Let's go back. The police to come.
For the police to come.
To come, right? Not to come. Musicality, showing us that vowel sound. Okay, Miss Sheinbaum. Is she married? I don't know if she's Mrs. or not.
like all major cities.
About 35 million.
Okay, 30. We did a she did two things we talked about. She said 35 million yin. So she didn't say million, or like in Spanish, it'd be like millón, right? She didn't do that. She's a million, right? And she used a flat T in 30 to make it obvious that it was the multiple of 10, not 30, because if you use that true T and say 30, it starts to sound like 13 a little bit. But if you say 30, like she did, 30, what did she say? 35 million?
About 35 million.
That was good. So much musicality. All right, Miss Sheinbaum, Claudia,
8 kilometer second tier.
So moving to another one of those reasons that you mentioned,
Especially the second half of
second, right? That's one that she's got a deep habit in.
Of 19th century was very important for Mexico. And then for many years, we have a dictator that was Porfirio Diaz. So the third transformation was the Mexican
Transformation, right? So she could make, that should be a syllabic consonant, right? Instead of transformation, it would be transformation.
We have a dictator that was Porfirio Diaz. So the third transformation was the Mexican Revolution.
She did it actually. Listen again. Hold on. Let me listen again.
Mexican Revolution, which changed, the government not only for more democracy, but to see the government for the social rights. These three transformations were violent.
There, she said it again. Let's listen again. Does she say transformation or transfer? For or fur? Let's listen.
Social rights. These three transformations were...
Transformation, it's not a big four, but it has a little bit of pitch, right? If she made it flatter and shorter, transfer. She's saying transformation instead of transfer. Transformation, like that, right? But I would say that, it's not difficult to understand at all.
That now we call it Mexican humanism. And it's mainly we believe in private investment.
All right, so maybe we be or weeba. She could add a schwa here, right? We be. She's saying we be instead of like weeba. We believe.
And it's mainly we believe in private.
See, that's a little lacking on the content. We believe or we believe. We believe or we believe, right? The schwa would really help just solidify that stress syllable right there.
Electricity, oil.
This is the most one of the almost the most watched part.
Such as energy, the state has to be part of this, especially.
So she could have linked with a flat T, but like, let's listen how she pronounced of. Did she make a vibration? Let's listen.
To be part of this.
Part of. So she made. So she, guys, she is not. She is very familiar with how native speakers pronounce things. Maybe she's not 100% a native speaker, but she has a lot of elements of it. I would just say instead of part of, just change it to a flat T. Keep the vibration going. Part of, like that.
Yes, especially electricity, oil, and mainly, and now lithium. That it's going to be very important. It's important, and it's going
to be, right. This would be a great spot to say gonna. It's going to be, gonna be, going to be, gonna be, like that. Why is this the most replayed? Is she talking about the state taking over resources or something?
To be very important in the future. So it's the basic, but we believe also in trade. We believe in private investment, but we believe in wealth for Mexican people.
Okay, so she's what I understand, she believes in trade, private investment, as long as they can take some of it.
Good.
Maybe that was a bad summary. Let me know in the comments if I'm misreading what she's saying.
Also, with regards to the region,
and that's very important because
she's got so much musicality. That's very important. So this is great. I mean, I would give her, I don't know, maybe I should start giving people scores. What, like from A to F? I would love to. I don't know if I could listen to someone I'd give an F to. I mean, I'd probably give her at least a solid B. maybe, close to a B. Yeah, at least a B. At least a B.
Women are, getting more in public life.
That was awesome. Women are getting more in public life. Linking, pitch, sliding, vibration, music. That was really good. Maybe she's a B plus. Maybe she's a B plus.
The region, and specifically, of course, with the
we have ties with Cuba and
Cuba, right? Even I'm impressed. She pronounces words that are not even necessarily English. Cuba. She didn't say Cuba, ba, right? She's still using the schwa. So she has a really good ability to flow back and forth in between, her Spanish brain and her English brain. I think it seems like
we are receiving that help, and we are.
All right, this we are. Maybe she can turn this into word or reduction.
We are looking in.
We are right, guys. Try not to say the verb to be. Like we are just work. We are looking, or we're looking, right? You see how much greater that contrast is that way.
Any country that want to help us to have a good public health system, and the Cubans.
C is a little bit like C instead of si, right? So these are small. These are really small little things, right? She's saying more like E than I.
Health system.
Help system or help system, right? It's more like a sit vowel than a she vowel.
And the Cuban says, we help you. So we are receiving that help, and we're paying for that service, and we're paying doctors as.
Right here, look what she says: doctors, duck. Right, that is a little bit hard to understand without the context. With the context, is quite easy, right? Because she did put some pitch there, but remember, stress vowels need space. So instead of doctors, it's da. Doctors or doctors, like that.
If any other country have said that, and that benefits Cuba. So
benefits, nice schwas.
They have to decide what's their food.
You hear that? They had to she did 2 schwas in a row. Had to decide. She didn't say had to decide. She said had to decide. All with musicality.
The future, not anybody else.
And you mentioned the issue of
human lives.
Human lives. I mean, that is fantastic. That was like, all vowel sounds, consonant sounds. Here's the other thing. She's not guiding us through any of her words with consonant sounds. She's not over pronouncing the consonant sounds, right? And in Spanish, consonant sounds are so important. So I'm really quite impressed with her
as president. Can you maybe just
pronunciation?
Of investment in new roads. We're going to have. We have already.
Yeah, she could just add some gonna instead of going to.
We have a new airport. So if you take, the last governments and this government, we have a lot of public investment.
You hear that pitch? A lot of she's being more emphatic. A lot of public investment. All right, Claudia, I'm gonna give you a B plus.
25 years.
All right, 20. Just get rid of that T. 20, 20, 20. Guys, it's very uncommon to hear native speakers say 20. Right? That Jesus and I just talked about. What do you say? Trina. Right? N and T. You can just eliminate the T and replace it with the N. 20 years.
I mean, you cannot write the Mexican history.
Okay, in that case, I would say it was good for her to say cannot, because she was emphasizing. We talked about earlier in the live, Jesus and I, about reducing kin. But now she's kind of emphasizing you cannot, right? Instead of you cannot, right? So here she's even being fluid with, moving function words to content words and vice versa. So you guys, I'm really impressed with Claudia Sheinbaum. I don't know how do you pronounce Sheinbaum in Spanish? I don't think that's a Spanish name. All right, so that was great, you guys. What did you guys think? Did you find her easy to understand? Right? Did you notice some things that I didn't notice? Let me know in the comments or the chat what you guys noticed or picked up on with this accent analysis. And if you guys have somebody that you want me to do an analysis on, drop it in the chat. Drop it in the comments if you're watching the replay. Or if you want me to do an accent analysis on you, you can scan that QR code right there, submit your video, and I will do a live analysis in a future live show. So that's about it, guys. If you guys want me to do an accent analysis, a private accent analysis, just one-on-one, not public, not on YouTube, you can go to my website, boostupenglish.com, book the quick accent check. It's a live 15-minute call, and I'll give you the top 2 priorities, 1 or 2 priorities, depending on, your specific case of what you should move or focus on to move forward with your pronunciation goals. So, you guys, that is it for now. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for Jesus for coming on, adding his contributions. You guys, don't forget to hit the like button and let me know what you want me to cover in the future. But now that you guys know this, you can start practicing it, and you just boosted up your English.
Boost up English. They catch the sound first. You meant work, they heard war. Now the meaning get cursed. Doctor placement in the chest. That's the house of the tone. Streaming placement in the chest. That's the house of the tone. Streaming Willie beaming live. I don't coach what you write. I coach what they hear when you talk on the phone. Yeah. Schwy in the small words, stress on the pay. Reductions cut the fat so the phrase can play. Pitch, slide, flat, T, fluency in the pot key. Resonance lock, then the sentence in the pocket. Resonance lock, then the sentence, don't stop it. American accent ain't a mask you rehearse. It's vibration, connection, then the English get worse. Wait, no, it get clean. Let's go. Boost up, let's go. Boost up English. They catch the sound first. You meant work, they heard war. Now the meaning get cursed. Doctor placement in the chest. That's the house of the tone. Streaming placement in the chest. That's the house of the tone. Streaming Willie beaming live. I don't coach what you write. I coach what they hear when you talk on the phone. Yeah. Schwy in the small words, stress on the pay. Reductions cut the fat so the phrase can play. Pitch, slide, flat, T, fluency in the pot key. Resonance lock, then the sentence in the pocket. Resonance lock, then the sentence, don't stop it. American accent ain't a mask you rehearse. It's vibration, connection, then the English get worse. Wait, no, it get clean. Let's go. Boost up, let's go.